Not a news flash. The world's going bonkers. I mean, we're talking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Romans 1 bonkers.
Violent Antifa thugs are calling for a night of rage.
And Drag Story Hour is such an incredible opportunity for kids to learn about inclusivity.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So you
I'm not a
believe the meaning
biologist.
of
The White House is defending itself for not being more forthcoming with public information about the classified documents found in President Biden's home and office.
The Senate voted to protect same-sex marriage in a way that's never been done before.
For the first time ever, a president has been impeached twice.
Furthermore, reality these days is inverted. What's up is down, what's left is right. If you say you're for free and fair elections, you're told you're undermining democracy. What? If you don't applaud confused young children who want to mutilate their bodies, you're a bigot. And then you have your cultural issues that have made their way into the church. Differences of opinion on CRT, church-state relationships, vaccines, masks. There is so much to get really agitated about. And there is no doubt about it. Christians are to contend earnestly for the faith. But the breaking news question is, don't you think we should be contending a little better than, I don't know, this?
The question
Supreme
is,
Court Justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen,
I know you're so oppressed, my dears. I know life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. It's so awful.
Right next to the giant, I don't know, wild boar I couldn't see who said there's no such thing as fat chicks. Guess what? If you think there aren't, you are one, okay?
I also think that what he is doing to my friend Jeremy Boring right now is one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen in politics. It really is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. Okay, so the part that's really ugly is the betrayal of friendship. I was willing to stay silent on all of this until the point when he personally recorded a phone call with my best friend Jeremy Boring and then proceeded to release that publicly. That is disgusting. It is disgusting and it is vile on a pure human level. Steven's not a moron. He apparently is just a bad person.
Big tech is in bed with Big Con. The people I thought were fighting for you, a lot of it has been a big con. Don't make me have to provide receipts. This is worse than the left frames their contracts. I will transition Mug Club into a full-scale network with independent content creators who don't want to be locked into slave contracts.
Here are 5 rules to help you and me to be simultaneously courageous, to stand and to speak without sounding like a conservative radio talk show host. Who put that in the script? Number 5, you don't have to win every point. Now, this is going to sound cuckoo-ca-choo crazy. Daryl B. Harrison and I sat down to discuss black-white relations. And his point, it was like, boy, what? When somebody offers an inanity, they just say something that's bonkers. You don't have to like, I got to shoot them all down. Otherwise, I conceded and I let them win the argument. There are some things you just let go. In other words, there's some hills to contend on. In other words, you can just say, not worth it. Number 4, if you are talking to an unbeliever, just remember how dumb you were.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
And how dumb you and I would be if God hadn't given you the mind of Christ. Consider Titus 3. It appears that Paul does a big shiftaroo right in mid-sentence. Honor the government. Why? Because you were once unregenerated and really sinful and dumb. In other words, God has shown us grace, and then we should be showing grace to others, contending when necessary, but showing grace so that they will be one, just like we were one. Number 3, if it's a believer, remember, you and I only know what we know because the Lord has actually deposited that wisdom. If he did not download his mind to our mind, we'd be watching MSNBC too. Everything that you and I get has been given to us. And so if somebody is less mature than we are, it might help to remember there are people more mature than we are. And how do we like it when they look back and go, oh, man, I can't believe that you don't get this. We wouldn't like it, and neither do less mature believers. Number 2, if the person doesn't perceive that you love him or her, you got to give yourself a timeout and hit the locker room. Seriously, if you can't speak truth and love simultaneously, you shouldn't be doing either. Now, please note this. We know that Jesus sometimes raised his voice. He said some sharp things. Come on, whitewashed tombs. Twice the sons of hell as you are, and yet he still spoke it lovingly. We must be courageous. We must be kind simultaneously. And finally, number 1, think minister, not shock jock. Shock jocks get people's attention and high ratings by being confrontational. Whoa, I can't believe they said that right to the dude. That's not our role. We should be ministers to the people that are lost, they're confused, they have a bad worldview, their politics are PU. Go to minister to them. I'm telling you, this changes everything, and it'll change the dynamic that you have actually with your spouse and with your kids. I'm not here to rule over them. I'm not here to get my own way. I'm here to minister to people, to serve people the way that, what is the name of that? The way that Jesus did. You and I are his representatives. We are not shock jocks. There you have it. Easier said than done, Friel. I agree. 5 simple rules to engage better than, pretty much everybody these days. Got some thoughts? Got some comments? Additions? Please leave it below. And if you'd be so kind, try to apply those 5 rules. Yes, we celebrate the overturning of Roe v. Wade, but the battle for life is not over, as abortion will continue to be legal in most liberal states. Preborn has positioned their clinics in the top abortion cities. Would you please support Preborn as they try to save lives, preach the gospel, and defend their centers from hate groups? Support preborn.org/wretched.